Thank you, Mr. President. I want to thank Senators Cantwell and Heinrich for not giving up on the Land and Water Conservation Fund. And I need to point out, while there are three of us Democrats standing here, we speak for our entire caucus. We believe that the LWCF is something that needs to be reauthorized and, quite frankly, needs to be fully funded. We're not going to play games with this issue. We're working to get this bill passed, not for show, not for politics, but because it's good for our economy, and I'll get into that in a second. There was a Republican gentleman who served in the presidency of this great country some time ago, Teddy Roosevelt, who called on Americans to cherish our nation's vast natural resources and to ensure that we safely pass them on to future generations. After all, they are the birthright of every American. That's what the Land and Water Conservation Fund is all about. We take special pride in our public lands in Montana. They are a part of our way of life. We have just over 1 million people in our great state, but we lead the nation in the percentage of residents who hunt, fish, and hike and enjoy our public lands. And the Land and Water Conservation Fund is a big reason for that. Montana's outdoor economy brings in nearly $6 billion a year. Let me say it again. The outdoor economy, which is supported by the Land and Water Conservation Fund, brings in nearly $6 billion a year. Last week when I flew out of Montana, there were several fishermen who were flying out with me. Didn't live in Montana. All the money they brought into the state while they were fishing was outside dollars that wouldn't have been there otherwise. They probably used some of the fishing assets, some of the 150 plus fishing assets that the Land and Water Conservation Fund has helped develop when they enjoyed our great outdoors in Montana. The Land and Water Conservation Fund also supports over 60,000 jobs. And you know, we talk about economic development here all the time. We talk about how if we tweak our tax code, or if we build this piece of infrastructure, or if we make this education program more affordable, it can have incredible impacts on our economy. But the fact is, you want to talk about economic development? You want to talk about dollars invested for return? The Land and Water Conservation Fund is an incredible investment. To help preserve these lands and create these accesses, Montana has received some $540 million from Land and Water Conservation Fund, money that has been very well spent. Montanans use this Land and Water Conservation Fund to preserve more than 8,000 acres of elk habitat in Marr County, known as the Tenderfoot. Montanans used Land and Water Conservation Fund to protect some of the most pristine habitat in the lower 48, from conservation easements on the Rocky Mountain front to acquisitions in the crown of the continent. While Montanans certainly benefit from the fund, there are Land and Water Conservation Fund projects in nearly every county of the United States. Yes, this fund is responsible for protecting prime hunting and fishing, but it is also responsible for building trails and improving parks, playgrounds, and ball fields in every state in the country. And that is why Congress must reauthorize the Land and Water Conservation Fund, to protect our best outdoor places and to reestablish this critical tool to build our communities in a way that will make future generations proud.